Look, we've been talking about this beast like it's the second coming of tech, but we need to have a real unfiltered chat because the Galaxy Book6 Pro is absolutely not a one-size-fits-all device. I know the marketing makes you feel like you're missing out if you don't have it, but for a huge chunk of you, this purchase would be a massive, expensive mistake. It's about being honest with how you actually use your tech versus how the commercials tell you to use it. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of who should actually steer clear of this machine before you make a move you'll regret. Snapdragon X Elite Gen 3. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. If you are a hardcore gamer whose life revolves around high refresh rate competitive shooters, or pushing 4K ray tracing to the absolute limit, just walk away right now. This chip is a productivity god, a silent monster that breezes through 8K video timelines, but it is built on ARM architecture, and that is a massive keep-out sign for the serious gaming community. You are going to run into annoying compatibility issues with anti-cheat softwares, and even when games do run through emulation, they won't have that raw power you'd get from a thick, heavy laptop with a dedicated NVIDIA RTX card. It's a specialized tool for creators and professionals, not a console replacement, and trying to force it into that role is just going to lead to heartbreak. Why would you buy a world-class sprinter to help you move furniture? Dynamic AMOLED, 3x. Then we have the casual browsers and the Netflix-only crowd, and I'm telling you now, if your daily routine is just checking emails and scrolling through social media, this screen is an expensive overkill. The 144Hz Dynamic AMOLED 3x panel is arguably the best display ever put on a laptop, but its true power lies in professional color grading and high-end content creation. If you aren't editing high bitrate video or working on complex designs, you are essentially paying a luxury tax for color accuracy that you won't even notice while watching a compressed YouTube clip. It's like buying a professional-grade cinema projector just to watch the evening news. The contrast ratios are incredible, yes, but does it change the way you read a tweet? I see so many people getting seduced by the deep blacks without realizing that a mid-range tablet could do the same job for a third of the price. AI Copilot plus features. We also need to talk about the workers who are locked into specific older industries, because the new AI-centric features and the ARM architecture can be a nightmare for legacy software. If your job depends on a proprietary accounting tool from 2010 or a very specific CAD plugin that hasn't seen an update in years, this laptop will become your worst enemy very quickly. While Windows on ARM has made legendary leaps in 2026, the emulation layer still isn't 100% perfect for every niche professional app out there. And the last thing you want is a driver not found error 5 minutes before a deadline. You want a tool that disappears and lets you work, not a project that requires you to spend your weekends on forums trying to figure out why your peripheral won't connect. It's tempting to want the smartest laptop on the market, but if that intelligence clashes with the tools you actually need to pay your bills, it's a bad investment. AKKU record. Finally, let's talk to the desk dwellers, the people who have a beautiful home office setup and almost never actually take their laptop out into the wild. The Galaxy Book6 Pro is designed for the nomad, the person who works from a plane, a cafe, or a train, and its record-breaking battery life is its greatest weapon. If your laptop stays plugged into a docking station 99% of the time, you are paying a massive premium for a battery tech and a lightweight chassis that you aren't even utilizing. You could get significantly more raw power and more ports from a thicker, stationary laptop or a high-end desktop for a fraction of the cost. It's a nomadic machine that craves movement, and keeping it tethered to a wall like a prisoner is a waste of its potential. Why pay for a feather-light design and 22 hours of battery if you're always 3 feet away from a power outlet? Final roundup. At the end of the day, it's all about being real with yourself and matching the tool to your actual daily grind, not the lifestyle you see in the commercials. If you're a heavy gamer, a casual scroller, a legacy software user, or someone who never leaves their desk, the Galaxy Book6 Pro is honestly a distraction from what you actually need. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I really hope this helps you cut through the hype and decide if this beast is actually your next partner or just a very shiny, very expensive mistake. Thanks a ton for hanging out and watching this deep dive with me. It means a lot to have you here in the conversation. If this breakdown helped you see things more clearly, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, and definitely subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes coming your way. I've got some really interesting topics lined up for the future that I can't wait to share with you, so stay tuned for those. If you have any specific questions about the Book6 Pro, or if you disagree with my list, drop a comment below and let's talk about it. I read every single one. See you in the next one.